Hey guys, so thought I'd do a full review on this knife now that I've gotten a chance to play around with it just a little bit. So got this knife in a giveaway from ADD Tactical, and definitely subscribe to them, support them, because they make some good knife reviews, and I'll put a link to their YouTube channel on in the link below. So this is the original sheath that comes with the knife, and it's not very good, I have to admit, because the only way it's really meant to be worn is as a neck knife from here. And unless you're like backpacking in the Appalachian Mountains or something, you're probably never going to use that knife in that configuration. So it does include, the package does include some purple paracord, looks something like this, and a schmuckatelli bead, and I just don't know how you would use that with this sheath and this knife. But so it kind of seemed like it was just a little bit of an added cost to the whole knife. So I got it from ADD Tactical. It looks like they resharpened the knife. I don't know if you can see it. So it is very sharp. Let me get out some tactical paper to show you guys. Doesn't want to cut now. Anyways, it's very sharp. But it does look like they pretty much profiled it. I don't know how they did that exactly, if it was Lansky or if he had it a big belt grinder or what. Maybe he used work sharp. But looks like he took away a little bit of the blade, because you can see where the I don't know what it's called, the little spot where they would normally sharpen to, and it's removed a little bit past that. But it's sharp, and the blade's a little bit flat there. If you can see, the edge is flat, straight out to the point. So very pointy, and the jimping, really good jimping on this thing. It's not something that's going to cut into you unless you're, I don't know, chopping down a tree with it for a million hours. But it'll grab you a little bit, give you a little bit of traction. Kind of like grip tape, I would say. Similar feel. Not too heavy, not too light. And doesn't really add or subtract from the knife. The thing that really drew me to this knife is the ring feature. As many of you know, there's another knife that's on the market that the military uses. That's the socp Dagger, originally made by Spartan blades. And the Spartan blades, what was it called? It was the Spartan blades Dagger? No. The Spartan blades, oh, it'll come back to me later. But anyways, that was originally designed for the military to use in self-defense. You know, when they were like breaching rooms and stuff, somebody could grab them from behind, and so they had this ring knife that they could put their finger through and then stab behind them. But you know, and then transition over to a firearm and still hold their knife, because you can have an open-handed grip and it won't fall off. And so, and then eventually Benchmade started making their own version of the knife, which was basically identical in every way, except they did it in 440C steel, which is basically what they use in China. That's a very cheap steel, and so it wasn't quite as strong as the original Spartan blades. What was it called? It's killing me now. But anyways, so they had that. So they made their own copy of it, and it was around like $100 versus the Spartan blades version of it that cost close to $160. And the Spartan blades version of it was done in 154 cm. Sorry, there's something I had to go deal with. But anyways, as I was saying, there was a CQB tool, the Spartan Blade CQB tool, that the design really intrigued me. And it's kind of what got me into knives in general, was how cool the knife was, because it's not going to fall out of your hand because of the ring. The other thing that was really cool about the Spartan Blade CQB tool and the socp Dagger was that it was ambidextrous. In other words, like you could, the design was meant to be seated on your belt, right in front on your belt, and so if that way you could reach it with your left or your right hand. So if somebody had you pinned with one hand or something, you could reach and grab it with the other hand. And so the cost on these Spartan blades was about $160, and it was in 154 cm steel, which is an excellent steel. And as far as I know, Spartan Blades is one of the best knife makers. And so the bench made was about $100, $120 or so, if you wanted it with your tactical trainer. And so either way, you're looking at a ton of money. I mean, it's ridiculous. And when you actually think about it, like it's a knife designed to kill someone. You can't use it to cut on a regular basis. You couldn't use it for food prep. You couldn't use it to cut open boxes probably. And so to carry that around on a daily basis, unless you're law enforcement or military, you'll probably get some weird looks if anybody realizes you're carrying it. So in a lot of ways it was impractical for price and use. And so I ended up finding another one that I was hoping was going to be a little bit smaller, and that's the Skallywag Tactical Dagger. It's also a really scary design. Bigger ring to be worn with 2 fingers through it, or you could do one down there. But anyways, the knife is huge. It's just too impractical, too big, too scary for the average civilian to carry. It's not realistic at all. Even though you could just defend yourself, and also this doesn't have an edge on it. I can run my fingers along it as much as I want. It's not going to cut anything. It's ground to a 90-degree angle basically. So there's no blade edge. It's just really, really pointy. And this is in D2. This one's also an expensive knife. I won't say what I paid for it, but it retails for about $225, I think. And then you still got to go get the trainer and all that. If you are in the military, this is a great knife, but if you're not, there's just no reason to have it. And so I really like those knives because it's got the karambit style grip basically, and it's not going to fall out of your hand. It's got the reverse grip. One of the first things a lot of knife people tell you if you're trying to defend yourself against a knife is hit the hand really hard, and you might be able to catch them off guard, and the knife will just go flying out of their hand. generally that's not going to happen like that, but it's going to be a lot harder for it to go flying out of your hand in any capacity if your finger's locked in like that. It's going to be harder for them to grab it from you. And it's just a huge advantage. What else? But like I was saying before, if you wanted a knife like this, there's no way you could carry that at the office. No way you could carry it while you're on vacation or anything. And so it's just not a realistic way to defend yourself, unless you're also like maybe carrying a gun. But I don't think the average person carries a gun around with them. So then we come to this knife. This knife retails for about, I've seen it as low as $60, actually 57 including shipping. It's in S35VN. Is it on there? Right there. S35VN. It's made by Kabar, which is best known for their military knives for the Marines. And it's a fixed blade. Overall, it's probably about 7 inches, I think. In case you're wondering, here's what it looks like next to a Lansky responder. Here's a little guidesman pocket knife. So it's about the same size as a small pocket knife. And obviously, I think, I don't know how long this pocket knife is, but it's really small. And so, overall, this is a pretty small knife. And really good steel. And for $60, it's better than going with a lot of other ringed knives that that'll cost you more. Like obviously a huge knife has been the new Doug Marcaida Fox collaboration, I guess. The Dart, which was designed to be like their Karambit, except it had a Tonto style blade instead of a recurved Karambit style blade, which made it more practical for everyday use. It's not as scary, and you can use it it's a more utilitarian style blade, because you can't cut anything with a Karambit, really. Maybe just open boxes, but you can't really do anything else with it. And so that knife retails, I don't know, about like $125, I want to say, which is just really, really expensive for a knife that's a small liner lock. I mean, when you compare it to a little guidesman like this, there's no reason why you wouldn't just carry around a little guidesman to defend yourself. For this one cost $1. There's no reason to spend an extra I don't know, $124 just so that you have a ring feature, and just so that it's made out of N60 or N690 CO steel, which is it's a good steel, but I mean, $1. And this one's probably lasted me a good 3 or 4 years, and right now it's really sharp. I mean, it was really sharp. Oh well, you get the idea. It was sharp. Anyways, this one is only $60. Now the sheath I told you before it comes with is not practical. So guys over at ADD Tactical included a tactical sheath. The sheath is perfect. Got to give credit to whoever made this. They did an amazing job. It goes in and out smoothly, and it's got this belt clip, little snap-on belt clip, that it just works so well to be carried inside the belt. And I can definitely see myself carrying this every day. if it weren't for me going to the community college and having a no knife policy, which means you can't carry this everywhere, even though it's a perfectly legal concealed carry. I mean, this is only probably a 2-3 inch blade on this thing, which is, it's small, but it's enough to get things done, you know. And this is a lot more practical than the other one. You can put this on your belts. I've been putting it on the right side, and you can only draw it from one side, so it doesn't have the same ability that the Spartan Blades CQB tool would have, but you can still grab it out with your right hand if you need to, and it's low profile for sure. People probably wouldn't realize you were wearing this if you had some clothing over it, even a basic t-shirt, because it is pretty small. Plus, once you wear it inside the belts, you know, it's going to be low profile. And if you do need to grab it out, you know, you can just use it like that to, you know, cut open boxes, cut string or whatever you need to do. Maybe open some mail. And it's just it is a premium steel. You know, this is steel that they use on, you know, $600 Medfords. And it's a stainless steel. It's good stuff. What's so nice about this is, compared to, say, a pocket knife, you know, is it's all one-piece fixed blade design. So the $125 Doug Marcato dart is going to be more likely to break if you're using it like a stake to pound into the ground or something. Split wood, you would eventually break that a lot sooner than you would break this one. And also, when you compare it to a liner lock, this one's a lot cleaner. You know, I don't know if I would feel good using a dirty, grimy liner lock that's all oiled up to prepare food, do stuff like that. Whereas this one, you just rub a little soap on it and it's all clean. I don't know if I would put it in the dishwasher, but, you know, just rinse it under water and the whole thing's clean. What you see is what's there. I mean, a little bit of dirt gets up under there, maybe on the jimping, but just wash it out. So it's pretty thin too. I think it's about I want to say it's about 3/16 of an inch, maybe less. Because I know that this one is a 3/16, but this one looks a little bit smaller, maybe. But you know, the steel's so strong, it's gonna hold up. This is a beater knife, you know, work knife. I don't know what else to say about it other than I'm really happy about it. Gotta thank ADD Tactical for sending me this knife. Definitely check them out. There'll be a link in the description to their YouTube channel. And you know, for about, I want to say that this is probably a $30 sheath or so. You can probably get a sheath like this for about $30 if you have a local sheath maker. And then it's about a $60 knife. So for a $90 setup, you can get a much better knife, much more realistic knife, with a custom sheath. It's going to be low profile. It's a good work knife, and you can afford to replace the blade a lot cheaper than a Benchmade socp Dagger. So yeah, this is a very practical knife, and I think a lot of people don't like it because it's a little bit of an ugly knife when you first see it. I mean, it's got weird curves, and I don't know what's up with this blade. I mean, it's too thick. But I think if you got one of these, you would be happy with it because it's utilitarian. It's good tactical blade. yeah, if you're a police officer or military, this isn't the knife for you. Go spend the money and get the Spartan blades knife. But for, civilians, this is a very realistic knife. And yeah, check them out. ADD Tactical. Check out Kabar. This is a great knife, and if you watch the market a little bit, I'm sure the blade price will go down a little bit. So peace out. Bye.